Hey, what's up guys, it's Cecily and I'm doing another review of The Next 15. In this episode, we pick up after Claudia and Jennifer's makeup session. How many conversations and hugs do we need for this beef to die? I suspect that they still won't have problems. This scene opens up with Benzino calling on Claudia to have a conversation with her. Sidebar, basically, Jennifer and Tiffany have been complaining about Claudia, obviously, which is empowering him to be the go-between between the girls. And this is what I hate about men sometimes. When men find out that two women are arguing, they always put you in the same boat. I hate when someone dismisses my issue or my point because I'm fighting with another woman. Like, y'all are just this or y'all are just that. Like, take the time to hear my point of view. And if I get emotional because I'm passionate about my point of view, it doesn't mean that I'm irrational. And what's funny is that Benzino is one of the most emotional guys I've ever seen on reality television. So it's like, clearly compare this to the beef that you had with Stevie J. I mean, how reasonable was that? Anyway, the Godfather, Benzino, I wonder if his chair was propped up. I know Claudia's taller than him. Claudia makes the point that she actually knows Benzino and has known him for years. But at every turn, she's like telling him what's up. And he's like, So I would be pissed. I would totally come out of character. I would like take his mic off, take his hair off, everything. Like, why? I thought we were cool. And all of a sudden, you meet these people and now you're telling me I need to check myself? But that's the thing. Those girls went back talking to him, telling him how she was acting. And because he was disconnected, he was like, this is my way to be the boss. And to come in and say, you know what? Your skills as the boss are subpar and you're going to lose the flock. You know, you ain't even been here. I mean, yeah, he had a baby and all that kind of stuff. But when you have been missing in action, you just show up, you slide in, you do what you're supposed to do. You don't come in pulling cards and telling people how they act. Did they fool you guys with that? You didn't fool me with that. I'm so confused. Is there like an episode that's missing? What has gone on that we haven't seen that has made everyone so scared or fearful or hesitant to work with Claudia? Hey, I understand people are not going to like each other, personalities, that sort of thing, but I don't see emotion. I see people being catty, being disrespectful, talking about each other. I see people claiming that they're 100 and being honest and real, and then lying to each other's faces and then talking about each other behind each other's back. She's the straight shooter on the show. Karamo is political. For the most part, he's a straight shooter. I say about 80%. Isn't that weird? I just think that's weird that they all had to get together to have this powwow about her. Or is it just that she is in the management or the boss position and they secretly don't like that? It must be that. It must be the fact that they all just don't want her to be in charge. And quite possibly, Benzino was in charge, if Tiffany was in charge, and Flora was in charge, the same dynamic will play out. I think that once somebody is kind of promoted to being like the head honcho, then everyone kind of feels less than and inferior, and then that sort of passive aggressiveness kind of rears its ugly head in weird ways. I think that's the only thing here, and it makes no sense to me. Tiffany gets the group together to share a special announcement and also to kind of have a powwow about how they feel about Claudia. Claudia is like the tiniest one out of all of these people. Like, she's a, size 2? And like, they're making her out to be like this wildebeest. Speaking of wildebeest, what was that quote that Laura said when Tiffany grabs Karamo's hands to see if she could turn him from being gay? I don't know why people think they can do that, but she said it's like turning a wildebeest into a prince or a prince into a wildebeest. Who is the wildebeest? I just don't see how Tiffany can't be herself with Claudia around. I don't see how any of them cannot be themselves. They just, I don't know, guys. It just seems like they're just talking a lot of shit. Okay, we're finally at the part where we actually get to see the space where the show is going to be held. And Claudia and Karamo are basically discussing the concept of the show and the format. It seems as though it's been several weeks and the girls just look like so brand new to all the information that's being shared with them. We skip ahead to part where Karamo, Claudia, and Laura are kind of doing a run through of how the format of the show is going to be. Karamo's going to read like a headline, and they pose a question, and then whoever's on the panel is going to just kind of shout out whatever comes to mind. It's that. I'm sorry, but is the subtitle of the show 15 Ways to F Up an Opportunity? I'm sorry. I feel like if they were not black celebrities, this would be a different thing. I feel like as black people, we sometimes just want to chill and just want to do things our way. We just kind of like, are too proud to even realize sometimes what an opportunity we have. I mean, I'm not down on black people. I'm just saying that this really is an opportunity for all of them to extend their time on television. And all I see is immaturity, attitudes, a lack of preparedness. They're not very serious. They're just all really full of themselves. That's what I see. Do I want to see people doing that? Is it entertaining to see people act like toddlers? No, absolutely not. And to be honest with you, I'm really torn on watching it because what's the highlight of the show? People talking about not liking each other? I mean, we get it. They're all in competition with one another in a way, so they're not going to like each other. That's the conflict of the reality show model anyway. People don't like each other. Okay. And let me show you how I don't like you. Let me go further and destroy an opportunity that we all can benefit from because I don't like you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, for what? This is a moment in time. A year from now, 2 years from now, you may or may not be with the same guy. You may or may not have the same opportunity. You may or may not have the same money. And what will this be? A showcase of your discontent? I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to write it out to the end, but I just don't see myself supporting this. For what? In the last and final scene, Karamo is at his charity event called 6 and 10. He's the charity is dedicated to HIV awareness, and that 6 in 10 men are exposed to HIV and may possibly develop HIV. Benzino kind of slides in, and Claudia has been trying to get in contact with him. And so the first time she actually sees him is at the event. You know how that could be. If somebody you're trying to talk to and then all of a sudden they appear at, an event you're going to, you're like, okay, so have you been avoiding me? So there's like an energy that was behind that. And so she asks him if he's booked talent for the show because that was his job. Well, he hems and haws and he says that he wasn't able to get whoever they were trying to get. She's like, you own a magazine. How can you just not book talent? Which is peculiar, but it just seems like at this point, everyone's just dragging their heels and just trying to get out of doing anything connected to the show. All this is taking place on the stage, and I don't know if the audience can see it, but Benzino is like trying to distance himself from the interaction with Claudia and like, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this because, he's left all the drama behind on Love and Hip Hop. Now, that's a damn lie because I watched Marriage Boot Camp, and he showed his whole ass. He and that woman that he's with. Like, once you start to poison someone's view of who someone is, it kind of catches like wildfire. And it just seems like there's something going on behind the scenes and everybody is in on it. I'm going to watch the show until the end of the season. I'm not really happy with the direction it's going, to be honest with you. I don't find this entertaining. See you guys next week. If you guys are watching Next 15, let me know what you guys think of the show. It just seems like, it's just really childish, and we're too grown for this. Way too grown for this. Peace out.